Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brother Fisher Field in Ron Calcagno Stadium at the Angelo Aguirre Athletic Facility. I'm Paul Cunningham, joined by retired coach Jerry Goose Gosland for tonight's game between the visiting Junipero Serra Padres and the home team St. Francis Lancers. Beautiful night here at Ron Calcagno Stadium, a nice fall night, warm day, and cooling down to probably be a chilly night, and Goose should be a good game tonight.
I believe so. Yeah, I think both teams, obviously we're at that point now, and Sarah, record doesn't throw out at you, but with their practice schedule, that makes sense.
Yeah, anytime you have De La Salle on your schedule, that's
and
a tough schedule.
they're coming off a good win, and so, they know they can't afford to lose anymore with 3 losses.
Exactly. We would like to remind you and thank TVU for bringing us this live broadcast here today from Ron Calcagno Stadium. We would also like to thank the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of high school sports coverage. Goose, I think here's the standings.
Yeah, there you are. You can see St. Francis, Reardon Valley, and Bellarmine all at 3-1. And then you have Sarah at 2-2. So, let's just hypothetically, a win for Sarah tonight puts, a bunch of them at 3-2. And the other way, they go 2-3, and everybody goes up 1. So they've got a lot to play for here tonight, Paul.
They absolutely do. The coin toss was won by the Padres. They deferred and will kick to the Lancers to start the game, which is something that typically the Lancers like to do. They like to be on defense to start a game, but tonight they'll be forced to come out on offense as we are just about to get underway here.
And before we do get underway, I'd like to defer here for a minute and just say that, in some compassion for some former people from the St. Francis community who've lost some loved ones in the last couple of weeks. Mr. Schramm, Joe Schramm, lost his wife. And he was the CID, and my partner here, Paul, lost his lovely mother, and this has all happened in the last 10 to 12 days. So to both families, remember the good times, remember the good memories, and God bless everyone.
Well, thank you, Goose. That's very nice of you to say. And I know my mom's up watching tonight with my dad, so that's a good thing.
Amen.
Padres will kick it off. Their kicker is Alex Sloan, a senior, 6'1", 170 pounds. I don't often give out that information on a kicker, but for some reason tonight, I decided what the heck. Deep to receive for the Lancers, Cyrus Habibi Likio, and he's joined back there by Trayshawn Bishop. The kick is a high end-over-end kick headed towards Habibi Likio. He's got it at the 8-yard line, finds a hole, cuts back to the inside, now goes to the outside. He's over the 40. It's a foot race. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, St. Francis.
No flags on the play. 92-yard opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
So the Lancers jump right out to a 6-0 lead. Another look at it, Goose.
Yeah, there's just good blocking. The hole opens up. Everybody's standing flat-footed, and goodbye right there. Right when he hit the 40, it was over.
He had a blocker with him behind him to protect him. Very nice job. The extra point attempt now by Courtney Ogren. Ogren, a left-handed kicker. She was featured in the Mercury last week for being the first female player ever on a Lancer football team. Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. And with 11:46 to go in the first quarter, we've got a break in the action. St. Francis in the lead, 7-0. Shot of the Lancer band, and they've got a lot to be playing all right now for on an opening kickoff return for the touchdown. They have a 7-0 lead, and the Padres will now take the field. Kalipi Lataimua and Brandon Monroe are deep to receive for the Padres. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, that was, well, I'm impressed. Uh-oh, that was offside.
Boots it into the end zone.
And there we are, back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. You get that ball in the end zone, you eliminate the run back.
Exactly.
You eliminate the fumble, possibility, but who cares? You're making the team go 80 yards.
Matt Keith has been just a great weapon for the Lancers on special teams.
Absolutely. Any team that has somebody putting that ball in the end zone is just playing with house money.
So the Padres will come from the sidelines to the line of scrimmage. Their quarterback, Leaky Nunn, will come out in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and a single back in the backfield with him. Nunn looks right, throws right. The ball is tipped away from the intended receiver.
54 for the Lancers, I believe. It was Kevin.
Better look at it for you, Goose.
There you go. Well,
was 54.
Yeah, it was 54.
It was intended for Hunter Bishop. And it was surprising because with the trips, the Lancers only had 2 defensive backs over there to guard 3 receivers, and it's almost looking the same again right now. Nunn again out of the shotgun. Nunn now looks off to the left. He completes it to his receiver, drops the ball, a fumble, and the ball is out of bounds. And it may have gained some extra yards for the Padres as Rory Uniacke.
You mentioned the formation over there, and I thought the Lancers were going to rotate into it. And they didn't.
No.
The ball was snapped, and it stayed 3 on 2.
It's 3 on 2, yeah. They're playing with fire, I think, with that, Goose.
Well, if they keep it up, they're going to throw that screen behind them because that's what the third man.
Now they got a third defensive back. Yeah. So out of the shotgun again is Nunn. Running back to his right this time. They give to the running back, and he goes for some yardage very close. I think he has the first down. It was Lataimua, the ball carrier.
Yeah, he goes off the outside here, and good block at the line of scrimmage and picked up the first down.
Gets out to the 34-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Padres. Leaky Nunn again out of the shotgun formation. They got a mismatch on the right side. Nunn looks out over the middle and incomplete. I'm not sure if it was tipped by the other receiver
like
down
20,
there.
Well, I couldn't tell if DeJohn Fort tipped it, number 21, or, as you say, it might have been his own receiver off his fingertips.
So quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Now 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Again out of the shotgun. First time we've seen this formation tonight. The give to the running back, and Lataimua picks up about 4. Looks like he'll get out to the 42, maybe let's say 5 out to the 43-yard line. Another look at it.
Yeah, they're just the old rub in there. Put the ball in and keep it there.
It'll be a third down and 5. 11 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 4 receivers and 5 receivers to the right side. 1 to the left, 3 linemen. Tough snap. They might have him corralled in the backfield, and they do.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
They bring down Nunn. Nunn only had 3 blockers in front of him, and the Lancers took advantage and surrounded him. Another look at it.
Yeah, see, the ball came back on the ground, and that just disrupted the whole flow.
Yeah, that tough snap, yeah.
Lancers were right there, though.
Brings up a 4th down, and Kalipi Lataimua will punt for the Padres. 2 receivers deep for the Lancers. Habibi Likio is 1. Snap is a little high. He runs to his right and then kicks it. It's a line drive kick that takes a Padre bounce, and it'll roll down and be down at the 29-yard line, where the Lancers will have their first actual offensive possession. They return the opening kick for a touchdown, and now their offense will come out. Here's the schedule for St. Those are the stand. There we go.
Well, you can see they start off every year with Oak Grove. That's been on their schedule, and that's, and then Palma, Atascadero, we didn't know too much about, but all impressive wins there. And they're just rolling. And last week was a 2-point game. So,
tough loss to the Bells, yeah. Aquina under center, I formation. Aquina with the give. Runner was Ahoya, and Ahoya gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
There was no room between tackles on either side on that play. It wasn't going anywhere.
High formation again for the Lancers. Ludovico Ahoya is the tailback for St. Francis. They look to the right. Ball is tipped and it falls incomplete as he was
tipped
looking
by
at
number 7.
Looks like he was looking for Jordan Baines out in the flat, but the ball was tipped and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Padres have a good defense. The give to Ahoya, and nothing doing as he is brought down in the backfield, loses a couple of yards.
Wrote in his belly, I believe it's number 33 or 38. Kind of hard to see the number from up here, but just got rid of the blocker and just made a head-on, one-on-one solo tackle.
So the Lancers will punt it away deep to receive.
It was number 39.
Deep to receive for the Padres is Brandon Monroe. Punt is away. It's a high punt towards the right sideline. Takes a Lancer hop and then goes out of bounds. It'll be spotted at the 39-yard line. Or we'll put it right at the 40. So 1st down for the Padres at their 40-yard line with 8:29 to go in the first quarter.
Okay, and here's Serra, who plays just a pretty tough schedule there with De La Salle, Notre Dame down south. And they split those, and then South City was kind of the push for them before they started league. And you can see they've lost to Bellarmine and Reardon in league, and they've beaten Mitty and Sacred Heart Cathedral. And
so the Padres come out in the shotgun again. Nunn looks to run, finds a little bit of room up the middle, picks up about 2 yards. He'll get out close to the 42, almost to the 43, it looks like. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, this is just looking for a spot between those tackles, and boy, there wasn't anything. And the backside came and covered for the Lancers.
Second down and 7. Tighter formation now for the Padres. Nunn from the shotgun again. He goes straight up the middle, trying to find some room to run. Runs over one tackler, gets out close to the 48-yard line.
He did a little bit of nifty running here. He switches, kind of does a jump turn here, right about here, and popped out a full hole. Brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Big play here for the Padres.
They need to get something going, Paul, because so far nothing has gone their way.
Same formation as the last run. Now Nunn looks to be calling an audible, looks over to the sideline where they hold up a host of posters and pictures for him to look at. Bad snap. He's in trouble, but he makes something out of it, gets the 1st down, and gets into Lancer territory down to the 45-yard line of St. Francis. Nice job by Nunn. Okay,
here's another snap that hits him in the ankle. And as you tell your players, it's tough to catch the ball on your ankles when your hands are up top above your waist.
Nunn makes a nice athletic play, though.
He did. He adapted very well to a bad situation there.
So Nunn checking the posters again. Back to pass, looks right, now looks over the middle. Now he's in a little bit of trouble, almost a hold behind him.
They snapped the number 16.
Oh, you're right. You're right, my mistake. Well, Nunn is neat 16.
Yeah, but at 5, I'm sorry. He doesn't snap to 5. He snaps it to 16. Kind of clever for the passing down.
And the pass just incomplete. He had him open.
But he just led him a little too far. And that's not always the quarterback's fault. Sometimes we see boys let up a little bit, thinking the ball's too far. But
brings up a 2nd down and 10. So the Padres do they don't make their quarterback run back and forth to the coach, which I like, because he doesn't have to be a track star.
Exactly.
They look for the screen pass, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Kalipi Latamua.
My grandson's one of those. He has to run from the sideline out back every play, and it's a crime.
He could run cross country at the same time then.
Yeah, if he was a runner.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
Well, he is now.
No, he will be at the end. He'll be in the best shape he's ever been in. That's for sure. Oh, it's something else.
3rd down and 10. And here's that box formation again. They look to the right.
Loaded box.
And then he's in trouble yet again. He's trying to evade one tackler. Nice job getting himself some open room to make the pass. The pass is incomplete, but Nunn had to do all of that on his own. I was a little surprised the Lancers didn't get more of a pass rush in there on him.
Well, he really dances, though. Watch his feet. Forget his arm. Forget his head fake. Watch the feet. Just boom.
He's a good athlete.
He is a good athlete.
So a punting situation for the Padres. Habibi Likio and Garrett McCarthy are deep. The punt goes towards the sideline and goes out of bounds inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 15-yard line, where the Lancers will come out 1st and 10. They were unable to do anything in their first offensive possession.
I don't know if he was worried about kicking that too far, but he pooched that thing. I mean,
that was a nice kick.
It was a nice little 3-quarter pooch, and gave his defense a chance to get down there.
Pin the Lancers down there at the 15-yard line.
I think they have a very good chance.
Lancers now lining up with one receiver, Darius Thomas, out towards the right. Make that 2.
Kamali Akina under center. And the Padres look to have jumped. We'll see what the call is.
I think you're right. Left side, and we don't identify numbers on negative plays, but it was someone on the left side there.
It would appear to be a offside.
Yes.
And it is. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Padres. The official's facing the wrong way at the moment, but I'm sure he'll turn around. There he goes. All right. Now he marches it off. So it'll be a 1st down and 5.
And that is a gift.
Yes, it's the most yardage they've gained on a play from scrimmage tonight. But it's only their 2nd possession. Oh, a little mix up in the backfield. Nikita's going to have to take it himself. Trying to get to the outside, trying to beat him to the end. He's pushed out of bounds all the way over to the track, and he lost about a half-yard on the play. They'll spot it right around the 14. Another look.
Yeah, this is a good chase here. They bump each other, which fortunately they didn't fumble it. And he's trying to make something out of it, but here comes number 7. I don't have a name for this young man. Their roster doesn't list him. Oh, he switched from 10 to 7. Lavulo. Lavulo's made a couple of plays tonight. Now he knocked down a pass and did some good pursuit right there.
So 2nd down and 5 as Akina needs to avoid his fullback. Or his fullback needs to avoid him. That's what he has to do. Now the give to Abibi Likio. He's caught in the backfield, and now they just climb aboard, and a host of Padres drag him to the ground. They'll give him somewhat forward progress to the 11.
This is stopped immediately, but boy, I tell you, he does a good effort just to get out of the first grasp, but looked to be like about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, great pursuit by the Padres. They were relentless coming after him. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 at the 17-yard line.
And this shows you what that 1st and 5 does, or it would be 3rd and 13.
Yeah. Padres have a very good defense. And they are showing it here in the early going. 5:20 to go in the opening quarter. Kino from the shotgun in trouble.
Yep.
And he is dropped at the 5-yard line.
There's Lavulo again.
Yeah.
He has a straight line over here on the left side. Yeah, he's coming right off the tackle. He's outside of our camera angle right now, but here he comes out of nowhere.
Well, that's
untouched.
That's almost
untouched.
where Abibi Likio has to see him out of the corner of his eye coming at him, and rather than going into the hole, he's got to make the block.
Good point. Particularly seeing as that's the 3rd time he's been there. 2 running plays and 1 pass play.
The punt is away. It's a nice high punt, driving Padre receiver back into his own territory, and then he comes back out, and Monroe is out of bounds in Lancer territory. They will spot it at the 42-yard line, where the Padres will set up 1st and 10.
Monroe does a nice job here. He looked like a center fielder catching that ball over his head. Well, I shouldn't say center fielder, but seeing us watching the World Series
it is
that
World
night,
Series time, yeah.
Cespedes ball hits him in the leg, and they call it inside the park home run. My goodness. When a ball hits an outfielder in the leg, and as opposed to his glove, it's an error. It's not a inside the park home run, but that's a different game, different time.
And we're doing football now.
Oh, okay.
Leaky Nunn out of the shotgun. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Nunn has it. Throws over the middle, has his man complete down inside the 10-yard line. That's Rory Udiaki.
He throws a bullet here.
He does. Another look.
This is right on the hands. This is a little look-in pattern, and just right where you want it.
They spotted the ball at the 9-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal for the Padres from the 9. 4:10 to go in the opening quarter. It has been a long opening quarter. Nunn by himself out of the shotgun. The give to the wingback Monroe. Monroe turns the corner and is pushed out of bounds. Looks like right around at the 5-yard line. Good call, Goose, right at the 5. Another look.
Okay, this is just a little inside pitch. Technically, it's a pass because it's forward. That's one of those technicalities.
Yeah.
You know, as long as that ball's going forward. It's a very safe play because it's not a fumble if he drops it.
2nd down and 5. Tight formation by the Padres. Motion, the fake. Nunn tries to take it. It's a big hole, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. A nice block by Billy Tuitavaki, who sprung Nunn to get into the end zone.
It's another bad snap. He does a great job taking the ball off the ground here, you'll see. Almost off the ground. It's just down there. And, boy, the hole will open up right here. Look, coming right at us. Outstanding blocking. They moved the Lancers outside on that play.
They sure did. Very impressive drive by the Padres.
And that was a case of winning the kicking battle on the punts. They picked up
That's
about
right,
15
field
yards.
Position, yeah.
Field position. And
Sloan's kick is up, and it is good. We've got a break in the action. 3:42 to go in the opening quarter. We are tied at 7. So the Lancers will look to battle back. Sloan out to kick it off. The Lancers very shallow awaiting this kickoff. They're positioned between the 10 and 15-yard line. Now they're backing up a little bit more, closer to the 10.
And for those of you who don't want an update on the World Series, put your fingers over your ears, because in the bottom of the 7th, the Mets are now leading 9-3.
Oh, we are live tonight, so we can give those updates. Sloan's kick is a high end over end, heading towards the end zone, and into the end zone it goes. Habibi will not be able to return that one. And the Padres breathe a sigh of relief. So it'll be first down and 10 for St. Francis at their own 20-yard line. And so far, they are in negative yardage in this ball game on plays from the line of scrimmage. High formation. Ohoya is the tailback for the Lancers. Kina under center. Gives to Ohoya. Ohoya with the hole, tries to get to the outside. He has a first down and a little bit more as he gets out over the 30. They'll mark it, it looks like, at the 33-yard line, where it'll be a first down for St. Francis.
He hits this hole right now and steps to the outside. Look at the space right there. A lot of room to run. He's a good back, Paul.
Yeah, he is. He's quick. Hits that hole and takes off. He's explosive.
Yes. And he doesn't dance. I mean, he goes.
Kina under center. Again, the give to Ohoya. Ohoya tries to break some tackles. Does. It picks up some positive yardage. It looked like they had him in the backfield, but Ohoya able to break free. And they're going to say he got out over the 35 to almost the 37.
37. He never does go down, by the way. He keeps fighting.
They just blow the play dead. Easy for me to say. Second down and 6. Habibi now the tailback.
That's going to be, I think, on St. Francis. The quarterback pulled away there and then went back. He rocked backwards and then went forward. And I believe it will be against the Lancers.
And you are correct. So a 5-yard penalty will make it a second down and 11 for St. Francis.
Little communication problem there.
2.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
I was going to say, if you're the center and you've got to concentrate on snapping that ball and you have a 330-pounder on one side of you and a 260 on the other, you might have some other thoughts in your mind occasionally.
Habibi fights for some yardage, gets a couple of yards back, out maybe to the 20 or 33-yard line, excuse me. So pickup of a yard. It'll be third down and 10. Lancers having difficulty running into that line. They had one good run out of it by Ohoya, but other than that, they've kept the Lancers bottled up.
Well, you see, from guard to guard, they have two young men there, or three. One's 252, one's...
The flag comes in late. Kina tried to fake a screen.
Okay, here you go here. He stepped in and there was nothing. Funny, when the flag was thrown, I believe it was a chop block.
It was, and I'm certain they will decline the penalty and bring up a fourth down.
As I started to say, when you have three young men, they're rotating three players from guard to guard there, and they go 252, 260, and 330. So,
got your work cut out for you.
You're not going to move them too far.
No,
I mean,
no.
So you probably want to,
Maybe
cut
try
them
to get
off
outside.
and
or,
get
yeah,
outside.
yeah.
So, but my point is, it then kind of narrows where you're going to run.
True.
You know,
True. So the Lancers to punt it away. Brandon Monroe and Rory Uniacke are deep for the Padres. Good snap. Punt is away. A nice high punt again. They're going to wave everybody away. It's taking a Lancer hop. And then we'll go ahead and be down right around the 23-yard line. So a nice punt by Quinn Murdy.
I think the coaches are going to advise him to maybe fair catch that ball next time.
Yeah, you got time to fair catch. You might as well.
You know, if we get a chance, it'd be fun to take a shot of the Serra sideline on the track, because they've got a television set, a 50-inch monitor down there, and the defense is now surrounding it with the coaching staff. So instead of just talking to them, they're able to show them what they want to.
So the Padres will come out 1st and 10. Leaky Nunn out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left, an empty backfield with Nunn. So he'll either run it and he will run it back up the middle, and some good yardage as that play is working consistently for Nunn to go ahead and just take off up the middle.
Well, they've really spread you out here, and so you can see the hole right there, and he sees it, obviously. He's got easily 5, and I think he probably turned
got
into
the
a first down. Oh, yeah, see, there's the defensive team right now for Serra around the coaching staff with their big monitor down there watching 55-inch screen TV, and very different innovation.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Nunn has it. He runs and takes it himself. He faked the handoff, and now he tries to get to the outside. He turns the corner, and Nunn scampers close to Lancer territory. Looks like they'll put it right at the 50-yard line.
This is like the old belly option. You ride it in there, pull it out, and he was going to dip it. He did dip inside, and then he decided to go outside the man he faked it to, and picked up a sizable first down again.
So midfield now for the Padres.
I don't know, the officials are moving around here. They're pointing everywhere. Now, there's no reason to look over to the sideline here, Paul, because the play was sent in from the quarterback. He came to the sideline. Oh, there's another
bad snap, but now he bobbles the ball on the handoff, and Ledimua is going to be brought down for a loss at the 49-yard line of the Padres.
Boy, this, these snaps, that's about the 5th one that's been on the ankle or on the turf, and you wouldn't expect that in the 6th or 7th game of the year.
No. It'll bring up a 2nd down. They're going to spot it that he did just about get back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 2nd and 10. But they're going to let the clock run down and out. And we have 1 quarter in the books here at Ron Calcagno Stadium. We are tied at 7.
KMVT 15 is your community media center. We are here to provide hands-on training, equipment, and resources to you to express your voice over many distribution platforms. So when you think of KMVT 15, remember we have a full production facility, production truck, and an award-winning staff here to support your needs.
Shot of the Lancer band as we're about to start the 2nd quarter of action here as they've moved the ball roughly a foot to the other side of the 50. And it will be, once again, 2nd down and 10 for the Padres. That's the type of quarter exchange that the referees like, because they only have to move the ball roughly the length of the football to the other side of the 50. So 2nd and 10. Nunn is ready out of the shotgun. He's got motion. The give to his motion man. He's going to look to pass downfield. Now he'll pull up and run with it. And a good run as it's brought down as Nunn actually came out of the flanker position. Another look, it was a trick play.
Everybody was covered. I think it was McCabe that actually knocked him off his feet down here. Yeah, it was coming from behind.
A first down for the Padres as Latai Mua actually took the direct snap and then handed it to Nunn, who had the option to throw or run. Latai Mua is again out of the shotgun formation, and now he's looking for the play, so the Lancers can look to adjust. We'll see if Nunn comes in motion again. He does. Latai Mua has it, fakes it, and he's going to run it himself. A flag is down in the backfield. Latai Mua gets down close to the 35-yard line, but it's going to be against the Padres, and that'll bring it back. And there is a Padre down on the play. So a timeout on the field. 11:24 to go here in the half. It is 7-7. Shot of some of the crowd over on the Lancers side of the field. The injured player was able to hobble off the field with a little assistance. Got over to the sidelines okay. So it will be a first down and 15 for the Padres. Nunn will return to his normal quarterback position. Out of the shotgun. Nunn looks to the left, now looks to the right, has plenty of time, now has some pressure. He'll look to run. He's got some room. He'll scamper out of bounds, and he is out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. So a pickup of about 4 yards.
Yeah, watching him live, you really get an appreciation for his quickness. Right here, see, he's just looking around. He's going laterally. Now he just turns upfield, and he's got 7 yards in no time at all. Pretty impressive.
With his footwork, he's Ali-esque as far as, he's like watching a football player who can dance like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, he glides along. He does.
He
glides along. And then the last 3 or 4 yards, he turns it on.
Yeah, and he'll make you miss, and he'll make you adjust. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Push up the middle by the Lancers. Throws out into the flat. It's caught out there by Latai Mua. Latai Mua lowers his shoulder, takes out a Lancer, but also goes out of bounds himself. They'll spot the ball around the 23-yard line.
Yeah, very effective here. Instead of going up through the line this time, you'll notice he just goes laterally. Just goes out into the flat, and nobody is out there. In fact, the ball was behind him. He had to turn around. And still picked up a sizable gain down to what, about the 20?
23.
23.
22, actually, I'm sorry. Shotgun again, Nunn rolls to the right. Looks, throws back across the field, has a man open and incomplete.
Boy, he had the throwback there.
He did.
All by himself.
Another look, I think it was Monroe out there. Wow.
See now, Paul, and these are young men, and they haven't played that many games yet, but you have 4 yards between separation, and the ball's there. If he just turns around and just catches it face up.
Just wait for it, yeah.
Instead of trying to make a one-hand, bring it back in type thing. I mean, the worst that was going to happen there was be tackled on the 1 foot line.
Yep.
And that wasn't going to happen because if he caught it, even with his back to the end zone, he would have fallen into the
give
end
to
zone.
Latai Mua, and Latai Mua gets inside the 15-yard line, or right to the 15-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 4. Actually, they say 3rd and 3 on the scoreboard. We'll go with that.
It's a long one.
Quickly, the Padres come to the line of scrimmage. Nunn will now take a look over to see if there will be a different play. Nunn seems to be forthcoming.
Now remember that, though, because later on, they're going to come up to the ball like that, and they're not going to turn around.
Right.
And they're going to quick snap and go. So as a defense, you better be on your toes.
Nunn tries to get to the outside, looks for a blocker, gets one block, makes a spin move, and is very close to the end zone. Looks like he's dropped inside the 5. They're going to put it at the 1-yard line. Another look at it.
I don't know if he steps out of bounds over there or what. We're kind of a long way from it. We're trying to see it now. He's pointing him through the block. Boy, I don't know.
He did a nice job coming down and almost
his arm. I think his arm hits right here at the 1, right there. I think that's a good call. I think his elbow hit.
Boy, that was close.
It was, but his elbow hit on the 1, and once that happened, it's over.
They will stay out of the shotgun even from the 1-yard line here.
Yep, his left elbow. Oh, there's a ground ball center
Takes
again.
it himself and in for the touchdown.
Good thing he's got hands.
The Lancers could do nothing to stop it as Leaky Nunn takes it in from the 1 for the touchdown and pushes the Padres into the lead. There's another look.
Yeah, he's quickly becoming a second baseman tonight. Yeah, maybe to slow down the rush, I don't know, but he's definitely taking balls out of the dirt, or out of the turf in this case.
Alex Sloan on for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. We have a break in the action. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Junipero Serra Padres have a 14-7 lead. Trayshawn Bishop and Cyrus Habibi-Likio are deep to receive for St. Francis as the cheerleaders continue to cheer, this time now with the Lancers trailing by 7. Alex Sloan to kick it off, put it in the end zone last time. This is a pooch kick.
Is real short.
That is going to be taken very short by Andrew Sundaram. And Sundaram will be tackled at the 25-yard line. And the Lancers will take over 1st and 10. We would like to acknowledge and thank TVU for providing live coverage capabilities for this telecast. Also, we'd like to thank the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of high school sports coverage. 9:22 to go here in the first half.
It's interesting, there was a meeting going on between the kicking coach and the kicker. That was not meant to be a pooch. And he's checking his shoes right now, like he's got slippery stuff on there, so I don't know what the deal is.
Aquina to pass, has some time, almost gets hit as he throws downfield, looks for man. Should be a flag on interference, and it is, as it was intended for Habibi-Likio, and he got tackled by Jovan Johnson before the ball ever got there. It was a nice tackle, but it was an illegal tackle.
And it was late. I mean, he caught him around the neck. You start hitting up there around the neck, and you're going to get called every time.
Yeah, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty. And the Lancers will move up to their own 40-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Kamali Aquina just got rid of that ball in time as the pressure was going to get to him. Aquina under center. Ahoya is the tailback. Ahoya has the ball. A little bit of a spin move now. Gets out over the 50-yard line, down into Padre territory. brought down at the 48-yard line where the Lancers will set up 1st and 10.
It's just good power football right here. Just right off the right side, right over the right tackle, cuts inside, and then comes back in again and picks up 12 for a first down.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of play that you see from him. He had 2 guys on him and he was still going.
Like Ludovico Ahoya is an incredible player. He's actually cousins with Cyrus Ludovico, so obviously they do have.
Lancers seem to be picking up the pace a little bit on this possession. They're getting up to the ball and
A little more confidence, a little swagger. Kina under center. Give to Ahoya again. A good yardage by Ahoya again. A little spin move gets him out and down to the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd down for the Lancers.
same
2nd
hole.
and 3.
We're going to go off the right side again. You'll see this going right outside the right tackle. And
2nd down and 3. 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half. The Lancers break the huddle. See if they can keep their momentum going. Looks like a little confusion on the formation as the Lancers will now come out in trips. Habibi Likio is the quarterback. He gives outside to 23. That's Brandon Baines. Brandon Baines gets enough for the first down as he gets down to the 37-yard line.
they're definitely going right.
Actually, a nice job by the Padres to stay home on that play and not get sucked in by Habibi Likio taking the direct snap. Kina now returns to the huddle for the Lancers and will assume his normal quarterback duties. To give to Habibi Likio, he tries to find some room. Excuse me, that's number 7, Trayshawn Bishop. Trayshawn Bishop gets down to the 32-yard line.
Okay, we're going to come off the left side this time and cut it back to the inside. Tried to go back against the grain. That's nice 5-yard gain.
Yeah, 2nd down and 5 for the Lancers. 7:10 to go here in the first half.
This is the first time the Lancers have shown a little hop in their step here.
To give to Habibi Likio, and he is swarmed over.
Yeah, that was a little mix-up there to start with. Why not? See, he had to reach out a little further, I think, than he wanted to, and it kind of broke up the sequence. The blockers can only hold him so long there.
And it was almost like Habibi Likio was looking for his hole before he got the ball, and it slowed him down getting to Akina. Yeah. So it'll be a 3rd down and 4. And now officials will stop the clock, and
we have a new number that just came in too. I hadn't seen this young man before, but now we have a 340-pound lineman in there for Serra.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's going up.
Yeah.
Without candy bars.
They don't miss a lot of meals at Serra. The give to Habibi Likio, tries to get to the outside. He does, and he lowers the shoulder and gets forced out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Another look at it.
You'll see him jump to the outside here. He makes a good move. He hops outside. Right there, he picked up 8 just from that move. Plus, they wiped out a couple of cameramen over there. Holy cow. Everybody's getting blocked out here on this series.
They spotted it at the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lancers at the 20. Ludovico Ahoya is the tailback. They give to Ahoya. Ahoya goes straight up the middle, and he'll get inside the 20. Looks like they'll spot it right around the 17. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Had a lot of offensive success when they're rotating the backs, constantly keeping enemy defenses on their heels. Now it's 2nd and 7 for St. Francis.
Ahoya remains as the lone running back. Tight formation for the Lancers now. The give to Ahoya. Ahoya off right tackle and picks up some good yardage. Gets inside the 15-yard line. We'll see where they spot it.
If we have a replay on this, I think you'll see how low he goes here.
Here it is.
He's coming out here. He's up now, but now when he hits right here, all of a sudden you lose him.
He disappears.
He disappeared and picked up. Yeah, that's the extra 3 yards there.
Yeah.
After good contact. Very impressive. This drive has been a very, succinct, right on the numbers drive.
Spot the ball just outside the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a long 3 for the Lancers. Ahoya remains the tailback. Tight formation again for the Lancers. Pitch to Ahoya. He looks to get outside. Stutter steps. He's hit and pushed back. They might give him forward progress close to the 12. He might have picked up a yard. Another look.
Yeah, it's good defense here. He goes outside, and nothing there. Stuttered, and then 2 more white shirts came.
Might have almost worked better if they had, if Akina had kept it and gone around the other end, because everybody was coming that way.
They were sucked over.
The Lancers will try a field goal here. Courtney Ogren on. It will be a
29-yard.
Yeah, 29-yard attempt. Snap, spot, kick is up. It's low line drive, and it is no good. As it comes in low underneath the goalpost, and the Padres will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So a missed opportunity for the Lancers. Another look.
Another look, and it never got airborne and got tipped and stayed under. I was telling you earlier, Paul, my sophomore grandson today hit a 30-yarder, and not bad for a little sophomore dude.
No.
Way to go, Cameron. He's not listening because he's out of our broadcast area.
Yes, he is.
Down in Las Gatos, but...
So the Padres will take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
This will be interesting. 4 minutes on the clock, so...
plenty of time to get downfield.
You got 80 yards.
Leaky Nunn, 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nunn rolls to his right, has plenty of time, throws down, has a man open, caught, and knocked out of bounds is his receiver. That's number 11, Hunter Bishop. Hunter Bishop gets out.
Yeah, this is just a nice sprint out, and they're running down and doing an out pattern at about 25 yards, and right on the money.
Right on the money. Puts him right near midfield. It'll be spotted at their 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for Serra. The give to the outside to Lataimua. Lataimua might be able to beat a man. Gets past him on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Serra Padres.
Well, to use a driving expression, speed kills. When he hit the 20-yard line there, you watch this thing, gentlemen. He's working his way to the outside, and he's looking and looking and looking. When he squares up his shoulders at the 20-yard line, right now, he just turns it on. And last 15 yards were all his. He just really showed some speed there.
Sure did. Alex Sloan on for the extra point.
Well, so much for that 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Certainly didn't need all that. Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick
might be
is
wide.
Good.
Good.
So I break in the action. 3:45 to go in the first half. It is 21-7, Serra Padres. The rage cage, not much to rage about at the moment.
No, it's not. Well, not much since the first 14 seconds.
Yeah.
The 7 points right now.
14 seconds of bliss over on the Lancer sideline. And
came too easy.
Yeah.
Although I never feel that way when you can take them any way you can, but it certainly has slowed down for them.
Kick is going to be taken by Bishop at the 7-yard line. Bishop tries to get to the outside, has a block, cuts back to the middle. Bishop to the outside. He's got men to beat. It's a foot race. They are going to catch him from behind. They are. They ride him down at the 28-yard line as Bishop almost broke it for the touchdown. And the Padre special teams right now are a glaring weakness on kickoff return when they don't put it in the end zone.
He's coming right at us, and everything's looking good. And now he's going to break back the other way. When he hits the 50-yard line here, I actually thought he was going to run away. Because, see, the other guy is chugging after him. And just...
I'm not sure he knew that guy on his left was coming up, because he could have cut more towards the sideline, probably gotten away. But it'll be first and 10 for the Lancers. Aquina under center. The pitch to Habibi Likio. Likio bounces off one blocker, bounces off another, and then gets out of bounds as he picks up some extra yardage and gets down.
Yeah, I was ready to say not much there, and then all of a sudden, he came out of the pack here.
Gets down to the 22, picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I mean, this is huge at this point in the game when you get down 14.
So Lancers can put some points on the board here. It'll certainly get some momentum back for them. Kina under center. Pitch again, this time to the other side to Habibi Likio, trying to find a hole. He does. He has the first down and gets down close to the 15-yard line. That's enough for the first.
Okay, he's going to be coming right at us again here. Dips in and then goes out. And very nice move. He picked the right spot there.
First and 10 for St. Francis. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half. So plenty of time for the Lancers to get on the scoreboard. It's almost now, if you're going to score, you want to score with very little time on the clock.
I was thinking the same thing, the way this thing's going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kina, pitch again, this time to Ahoya. Ahoya runs into his own blocker, but continues to fight for yardage and is finally pushed out of bounds. He didn't get much. We'll see what kind of forward progress they give him. As it looks like maybe a yard.
I thought he got the 8.
Another look.
I mean the 13. Yeah, right there he hit his own man. He actually put his head down and took his eyes off where he was going.
And they do spot it at the 13. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. They can get a first down inside the 5.
And there's plenty of time, 2:17. And like you said, you know, taking time off that clock and don't give Sarah any time left to go down and do something crazy to him.
And they've got all of their timeouts, so there's clock management is fine at this point in time. Ahoya, the tailback. 3-step drop, they throw out towards the sideline. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
Boy, the ball was right on the money. The ball was right on his hands. Excellent throw.
That was Darius Thomas, the intended receiver.
Okay, you'll see this here. He just throws a beautiful ball right on his hands. And just the moving backwards, backpedaling, he just lost his balance and the hands opened up.
Monroe was defending him, and Monroe did a good job, getting a hand up to maybe distract him a little bit as the ball came in. That stops the clock with 1:54 to go, 3rd and 8. Big down here for the Lancers. Aquina out of and a timeout will be taken by the Padres. So a break in the action, 1:54 to go in the half, 21-7 St. Francis.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big. To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
So the Lancers will come straight to the line of scrimmage on a big 3rd down and 8 play. We'll see if they run something to the right in order to get to midfield in case they want to kick a field goal again or attempt a field goal again. They'd rather get a 1st down, though. Throw a bullet pass and incomplete. Pass was intended for number 23, Brandon Baines, and it'll bring up a 4th down. We'll see what the Lancers are going to do.
I just have an idea they're going to go for it.
I do
think
too.
They have a negative thought in their mind. He throws a bullet here that just out of the young man's reach. Well, here comes
the kicker.
Quite a few players, so
this will be a tough angle for a left-footed kicker. Well, for a left-footed kicker, might be easier.
Fine, yeah.
Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. And Courtney Ogren puts it just inside the right upright. Another look at it.
That one was not real high either, but it was enough. And
got it through.
Got it through there. Put 3 on the board and 1:44 to go in the half.
Breaking the action, 21-10, Serra Padres. Shot at some of the people down at the far end of the field enjoying tonight's game from the end zone seats. Lancers will kick it off. Matt Keith to kick it off, see if he can put it into the end zone for him. He's been a good weapon for him this year. This one is high and deep and into the end zone for the touchback. Just barely, but it got there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Padres at their own 20-yard line.
This becomes a situation for Serra because they obviously don't want to get too cagey here.
They don't want to get too out of sorts here, go with 80 yards to go and give the ball up, on an interception or something. So be interesting to see what Patrick Walsh does with his play calling here. The Lancers still have 3 timeouts. So
they do.
If they get the ball back, that's...
Padres have 2. And a minute 44 to go the length, 80 yards to get close to the end zone. Trips to the right. Snap. The give. No, the take up the middle by Nunn. Nunn breaks free. Nunn is at midfield. He cuts back against the grain. He's down to the 30. He's down close to the 20-yard line where he's thrown out of bounds. And
yeah, wow, this is just a great run. They just sit back, folks, and enjoy. What everybody's yelling about at the end of the play, he's thrown pretty rigorously out of bounds. He's in the grass, they're out of bounds, and then tossed him down. Almost hit Joe Schramm's chair there, the blinking lights over there.
Well-decorated.
Well-decorated chair.
Yeah.
For a great man.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Low snap again, but this time it's taken on the direct snap.
It's amazing the number of low snaps that he has pulled.
Well, this one was Latte Mua, who was in the.
Oh, is that who was back?
Yeah,
this time?
I think they gave none a
well, there's a flag.
off.
There's a flag on the play. It's illegal procedure, I believe. Oh, holding he called now.
Right.
This is going back 10 then. So they'll be back around the 30, 29.
Could help the Lancers a little bit as they'll push it back to the 29-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 19 for the Padres. A minute 28.
Now the Padre timeouts loom in the picture.
Yes.
Now they weren't going to use any until they got on the other side of the 50.
So first down and 19. They will wind the clock. Nunn rolls to his right. Looks to be cut off. They come back at it. He is very dangerous here. Throws across the middle. Complete to Monroe. Monroe fights for the end zone, and he is ruled out of bounds at the 3. It'll be a first and goal for the Padres.
Wow. He is dangerous. See, this whole scramble sets it up. Everybody gets out of sorts. He's at the extreme right side of the field. Ball down at his knees. Comes back and rather easy throw out there. We won't see the sideline play here. We're too far away. But the official was right on top of it.
Latai Mua to take the direct snap. Motion. Fake to none. Latai Mua takes it into the end zone. He goes.
And off the ground again. So another ground ball to second. And he takes it over to first base and runs in for a touchdown.
Another look at it. That play just keeps working.
Off tackle, gaping hole.
So a 27-10 Padre lead now.
I'm going to have to tie Paul down up here. He's seeing these holes. He wants to run some of these. You know, he put himself through there.
Sloan is on for the extra point, but the referee is not quite ready for the play yet. Now he blows it in. Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. And a break in the action, 1 minute to go in the first half, 28-10, Serra Padres. Shot of the band preparing to play here at halftime.
Well, scores are coming fast and furious here, Paul.
All right.
So let's see what can happen with 1 minute left.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Lancers have all 3 of their timeouts and a minute to play.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think the kickoff has been so important tonight. And this young man, he's put 1 in the end zone. And he's had 3 that haven't come close. So I don't know.
Well, if they can get it to their deep receivers of the Lancers, they've got a chance to. Bishop and Habibi Likio are deep. It's another pudge kick this time. He just put that's trouble for him to handle and drag down from behind. That was actually a nice play by the Padres to punch it into no man's land. It went in towards number 23. That was Brandon Baines, and Baines
was heads up there. He grabbed that thing and
got out of the way, got out of bounds. It'll be first and 10 St. Francis at their own 27-yard line. So out of the shotgun comes Aquina. Aquina gives to Ahoya. Ahoya tries to pick up some extra yardage. He does, fights through 2 tacklers and is brought down at the 44-yard line, where it'll be first down for St. Francis. That'll briefly stop the clock. The Lancers come up to the ball. They're ready to go.
That's just a great call. You pick up 24, 25 yards, you know, looking pass. And
looks to the left, throws to the left, out of bounds, and stepping out of bounds is Darius Thomas right around midfield. Actually just into Padre territory. They'll spot it at the 49-yard line. Stops the clock, 44 seconds to go, and it'll be a second down and 3 for the Lancers. So the Lancers started very slow on offense tonight, but their last couple of drives, they've actually been looking much, much better. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Keena looks downfield, has some time now, rolls to his right. He's in trouble. Tries to get to the outside, looks downfield, doesn't throw it away, and he goes into a coach. A flag is down. They're going to call a late hit as a player is down, and it looks like one of the coaches is down. Another look.
This is a tough one because there's so much momentum when you're going laterally like this. I mean, there's no way the defensive player can slow up here. Let's see if he pushes him or... Okay, there's the push. Well...
It's going to be a personal foul against the Padres.
Better to keep it under control, I guess.
In trouble there. He came back and at least gained St. Francis a few yards.
This is a big one. This is 15 tacked on to the run.
Well, you almost thought maybe Keena would just throw it away. But he took the hit. So it'll be a first down and 10 at the 35-yard line of the Serra Padres. 34 seconds to go in the game, in the half, and the Lancers still have all three of their timeouts. Keena has it, has time, now looks to run up the middle, has some room, tries to break through, he's inside the 20, looks to the sideline and scampers out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. They will spot it at the 15, 26.4 seconds.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of room in the middle of the field. You can't see this on the monitor or your TV, but the D-backs are so far back that there's 20 yards of running room here before you see a white jersey. And, they're protecting against that ball into the end zone, and the Lancers are doing a good job of running the ball in the open spot.
Absolutely, and they have yet to use a timeout. And they moved all the way down to the 15-yard line. 26.4 seconds to go in the half. Keena will come out of the shotgun. He's got a Hoya behind him as the running back. The motion is the man, the flanker move, number... Well, we won't give the number because he moved. It'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Lancers as their flanker started a little soon. So it'll back it up to the 20. Some coaches will tell you that just gives you a little more room for the throwing game, for the passing game to go down into the end zone. So it'll be first and 15, 25.5 seconds to go. Keena, shotgun, throws out into the flat to Hoya, and it is ruled incomplete.
Oh, wow.
Incomplete.
I'd like to see this again.
Yeah,
I think this ball looks to me to travel backwards. Okay, he's on the line, second line.
Oof.
No, that ball hits at his right knee, and his right knee's behind the quarterback's arm. Well,
yeah, that was
a break for the Lancers.
So second down and 15. 21.1 seconds to go in the half. Still 3 timeouts for the Lancers. They come out with 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. In trouble, and down he goes.
Boy, you talk about a loss. You're going from the 20 back to the 35.
And that's your player, Lavulo, Goose, that you've been talking about.
He's relentless. He is really relentless.
And he almost comes in almost on a delay, on a delay type. He holds for a beat to let the hole open up, and then he just blows right through it.
Yeah.
So a timeout is called by St. Francis. A break in the action with 13 seconds to go in the first half. 28-10, Serra Padres. Shot of the home press box here at Ron Calcagno Stadium. You got your timekeepers, your announcers, your statisticians. And we're relegated over here to the visitor side.
Well, now we've got 13 seconds, and the middle of the field will be wide open for them to run because they're going to have to throw the ball.
And they are in a prevent defense. They are.
Yes, they are.
Well back off the line. but they still put pressure.
Well,
they
they're
look to
running.
give pressure. Ahoya
Decide to run.
breaks through 2 tacklers. Now has a couple of blockers in front of him. He's down inside the 10 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Ahoya takes it from the 34-yard line and gets into the end zone. Another look at it, I hope.
This is good stuff. An actual draw play. And everybody's so far back. Once they miss him on the line of scrimmage, it's over. Now there's a little bit of collection down here on the 3-yard line. They tackled the ball instead of him. And he walked in the end zone.
He just refused to go down.
Well, watch. He grabs around the 8-yard line here. They'll grab for the ball instead of him. Right here. See that? He reached in for the ball. And hello.
The point after by Ogren is up, and it is good. The line drive up the middle is in for the base hit and an extra point.
You talk about momentum going into the locker room.
Yeah. A break in the action. 3.5 seconds to go here in the first half. 28-17, Padres. 28-17, 3.5 seconds left, and the Padres have 2 timeouts.
But we know it's going into the end zone, so it's going to be an 80-yard.
Well, on this one, maybe you squib it yourselves to go ahead and keep it out and let them run out the clock on the return and not give them a play from scrimmage because they've been so explosive. Now he kicks it away and into the end zone. So the Padres will get a play, at least one, from their own 20-yard line.
Well, I think when you have a kicker who puts it in the end zone, you do it, because if they kick it short and he fair catches it, it kills the clock.
That's true, too.
And so now you get the ball, in the, wherever, the 30, 35. Here, you're on the 20.
Good point.
There's a lot of quickness out on that field, though, tonight. And so these prevent defenses are giving us a lot of thrilling runs.
They certainly are doing that.
Except they're going to take a knee here.
They are going to take a knee.
Which is smart.
That is.
Because they just got scored on.
Yeah.
Very unceremoniously.
Unless they have some sort of trickery out of this formation.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Unless it's to run home to San Mateo.
And the snap. And he does take the knee. And that will take us to halftime. We're at the half, 28-17, Serra Padres. Second half action just about to get underway here at Brother Fisher Field in Ron Calcaño Stadium. We would like to remind you and thank TVU for providing live coverage capabilities for this telecast tonight. And also, we'd like to give a big thank you to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of high school sports coverage here on KMVT. So the Padres will receive the second half kickoff, and they have been a juggernaut on offense their last couple of possessions. As the Lancers will come out to kick it off, Matt Keith will look to put it into the end zone and at least force the Padres to attempt to go 80 yards. Lancers trail by 11. Keith is ready. We're just waiting for the official to blow the ball into play, and he does.
He's hustling to get out of the way.
He is hustling. It's a long walk down there to the end zone. Kick high and deep and into the end zone for the automatic touchback. And the Padres will set up shop first and 10 at their 20-yard line. Jerry Goose Goslin and Paul Cunningham bringing you the telecast here tonight.
And we have a wild one at that.
Boy, it is. It's been a long first half. One of the longest first halves we've had.
45 points.
Yeah. So the Padres will come out just as they started the game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Leaky Nunn out of the shotgun formation. Nunn has it, fakes to his running back, looks, has a plenty of time. Now he is dragged and pushed, and he breaks free. He's in trouble. He throws downfield. May have a man open. Oh, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Hunter Bishop. And just a tremendous job again by Leaky Nunn to try to make something out of nothing.
Oh, he missed number 28 early in this play. You'll see him cutting right there. He just cut in front of you there, but he's being chased back there, so it's certainly not the young man's fault.
He throws it downfield, and then nothing doing, just couldn't hang on. Would have been a remarkable play. But instead of being brought down on his own 10-yard line, it's 2nd and 10 from the 20. High snap this time. He rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws downfield. Has a man again, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. No flag on the play, as it looks like it must have been contact just as the ball got there. Again intended for Hunter Bishop.
We're going the other way this time. We're rolling right, and just, I don't know. Well, I've always had the theory, if a ball hits you in the hands, you should catch it. And,
that's a good philosophy to live by. 3rd down and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left for the Padres. Spreading out the Lancer defense. See if Nunn will try to run with the ball. He's done that out of this formation almost every time they've run it. He sets up, has time. Now he's seen a little bit of trouble, scrambles around, and finally the Lancers able to get to him. He might have lost the ball. The Lancers are pointing that they have it. And it is Serra Padre ball. It is down at the 15-yard line. Now he turns it around and gives it to the Lancers. Official pointed in the wrong direction at first. It is Lancer football at the 15 as Leaky Nunn fumbled it. Ooh.
Well, we have quite a pileup here. Right now we can't tell. I see a couple of guys diving in,
So Lancer football at the 15. The Padres will have to put up a good defensive stand here. Aquina under center.
Oh, they're all over the place.
They give to Ahoya. Ahoya tries to get a couple of yards, gets 3 maybe, gets down to about the 12. Good look.
He tried to go off tackle, but everything was kind of blown up in there. Serra was actually running all over the place on defense, and they actually ran right into the side of where they ran the ball.
So amazing. second down and 7.
Murphy's Law is alive and well.
That's right. Ahoya again the tailback. Aquina under center. They give to Ahoya, tries to get off tackle again. Straight arms a man, runs right through him. Picks up a couple of yards. They will spot it at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, this is just a one-on-one out there, and he tries to run over him. He gets spun down.
So a 3rd and 3 at the 8-yard line. And we'll see if they run a play to try to get to the middle of the field, because for a left-footed kicker, this would be a tougher angle. The give to Habibi Likio, and Habibi Likio continues to fight forward and looks like he has the first down at the 4-yard line. Another look at it.
Okay, here we go. We're going to. He was trying to go outside the tackle, came back in.
He just kept fighting, though. He got another couple of yards after that.
Yeah, he did, and that was enough for the first down.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Habibi Likio is the tailback. Keena gives to his fullback up
Right
the middle,
up the
number
middle.
24, Tao Sonft.
Just short.
Boy, he is short by an inch.
You talk about straight ahead. This is straight ahead, folks. Right over the center guard spot.
He was short. He was a good call by the officials. They spot him at about the 1 foot line. So 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Well, there's no use fooling people here. Run the same thing. I love tapping the center on the button, just going. The only two guys that know it are the quarterback and the
This time to
center.
Sonft again, and Sonft is in for the end zone. Touchdown Lancers.
They just run straight ahead again here. Nothing fancy. Real good tackle at the point of contact. I mean, there was a collision there, but his momentum carried him into the end zone.
Tao Sonft, who is 5'10", 230 pounds, used every bit of his poundage to pound it in there. A 28-23 Padre lead. And we'll see if the Lancers are going to maybe go for 2 here. They have asked him to move the ball over to the left hash mark. So the referee has moved it to the left hash mark, and the Lancers are going to go for 2.
Which means I think they're going to run left.
It could very well, try to fool him and go to the short side of the field. Aquina brings him up. Habibi Likio is the tailback. They've got motion. The fake to Habibi Likio, and Aquina in trouble, and down he goes. And the 2-point conversion fails. So a break in the action, 8.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 28-23 Cerro Padres. Deep to receive for the Padres are Kalipi Latemua and Brandon Monroe. As Matt Keith will kick it off for the Lancers and once again shoot for that end zone. A 5-point Padre lead. The Lancers trailed by 18 at one point. They now trail by 5. Deep and into the end zone.
The 20.
Yep. First and 10 Padres at their own 20-yard line.
This, I believe, Paul, is a crucial drive for Serra. They have had 2 straight possessions for St. Francis for scores. End of the first half, beginning of the third quarter, and the momentum has completely gone 180.
Yeah. Well, the Padres came out looking to throw early here in the third quarter, and they had been so successful on the ground.
Yeah.
That, I was a little surprised they went straight to their passing game, and they're coming out giving that same look again.
Well, and he's missed, I mean, he's running for his life, but he has missed the receivers, the open receivers.
The give to Latemua, and Latemua tries to get outside, and he is swarmed over, picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah.
So Latemua was in motion and came around to take the handoff. They're going to spot the ball at the 22-yard line. Pick up a 2, 2nd down and 8. The run, and a nice job on defense by the Lancers. As nothing doing for Latemua as he took the direct snap. Another look.
Yeah, he gets a good snap this time, right at his waist, and nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
So a 3rd down and 9. Big play here for the Padres. Leaky Nunn from the shotgun. Has Latai Mua back there with him. Latai Mua throws out towards the flat towards his receiver who had lost his balance and couldn't come up with the catch. The pass falls incomplete, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 9 for the Padres.
Yeah, once he stumbles here, it's all over. He's not able to right himself. You couldn't see that there on the replay, but he stumbles, as Paul said, and completely lost his balance. Regained it, but then he couldn't get his hands up to catch the ball.
Latai Mua to punt it away for the Padres.
This should be good field position, by the way. They should get it at least at the 50.
Punt is away. It's a high punt that drives receiver. Tries to get to him. McCarty has it. Room. He's on the sidelines, knocked out of bounds in Padre territory. Garrett McCarthy is knocked out of bounds right around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he just took off for the sideline, got down the 40-yard line.
Had an opening there. You know, that punt drove him back and just drove him back enough to get outside the coverage.
Yeah, it stretched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis in Padre territory again, this time at the 40-yard line, where they'll start their possession. 6:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kamalia Kina under center. Ludovico Ahoya is the tailback. Ahoya the fake. Kina throws out into the flat. It's caught out there by his big fullback. And he goes stumbling and bumbling forward. Tao Sonft.
Somebody was hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Ride him, Cowboy. Or ride him, Lancer. Well, this is a good-sized young man with a head of steam here catching this ball.
Yes, he is.
And see, he grabs on and just, come on, get out of bounds for me.
Like a human bowling ball, just get him the ball.
It's a good deceptive play, though, because, you know, you're
Worked
looking
well.
for all those speed backs to be catching the ball.
Lancers have the ball at the 28-yard line. Kina under center. This time he gives to Ahoya. Ahoya off tackle, stumbles over a blocker a little bit, able to pick up a couple of yards, but could have had a little bit more if he hadn't bumped into his blocker. Another look.
Yeah, here it is here. Yeah, he actually got hung up on his legs.
Yeah, tripped him a little bit.
A little bit.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Lancers. Ball is spotted at the 26-yard line.
He actually showed good balance there because you're not expecting it. You know, it comes
Right.
out of nowhere.
Good
Next
point.
thing you know, the ground's coming up at you.
Yeah. But he likes running low to the ground, so he able to regain his balance. Habibi Likio is now in at tailback. 2 receivers to the left. The give to Habibi Likio, looks for the hole. Now tries to get to the outside, but is caught from behind. Great pursuit by the Padres on that play, as he'll lose some yardage on the play, back it up to the 28-yard line.
Wilson from the offside that time stayed right in there and chased him down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9. This could be 2-play territory for the Lancers here, as I don't think they can get a field goal from this distance. Akina from the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We'll see if now he has somebody coming in late. It's like, oh, I need to be in there. It's Trayshawn Bishop, and now the Lancers will be forced to take a timeout. So a break in the action. 5:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 28-23 Padres. Rage Cage able to rage a little bit more here, as the Lancers have crept to within 5 points. They face a 3rd, and now they're ruling it a 3rd and 10. The 28-yard line. Kina out of the shotgun. Habibi Likio is back there in the backfield with him. check that. That was Bishop in the backfield with him. Bishop has it on the pitch, and he'll get down to about the 25-yard line. So Trayshawn Bishop. And they're saying, well, the Padres come out with the ball, but we're seeing what I haven't seen the officials.
Whoop. Picked up 5 yards on the pitch there. Didn't look like he had anything, actually. And
the officials
now there's
are
a discussion. Paul spotted what he thought was the ball on the ground, and
they give it to the Padres.
Serra ball. Well, okay, let's take a look. So here's the pitch, and the first contact is there. Now the ball had to have come out right there. Oh yeah, see 50. It's a kid on the other side of 50. You see his derriere there.
So the Padre offense comes out onto the field now as they leave the TV on the sideline.
Wow, that was a very unauspicious fumble.
So Leaky Nunn brings him up to the line from the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Nunn has time, throws over the middle, has a man wide open in and out of the hands of Hunter Bishop, and Hunter Bishop had nothing but green fields in front of him.
Well, folks, this, you'll see it. It says it all. There's no use saying a word. Right on the gloves.
There is a penalty flag down on the play.
I think it's going to be a holding on the St. Francis defense back here on the 44-yard line.
And it's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, defensive holding. It was away from the ball. Well, that was a nice pass. It was right on his hands. Full stride. If he catches it, he's gone.
1st and 10, and the Padres are up ready to go as they quickly want to move on offense. Not a little bit of a high snap, but controls it easily. Steps up into the pocket. Now throws again down the middle. Has a man again.
Too far this time.
And this time he overthrew Latemua. As Latemua was open, but just...
Okay. We're just running a fly pattern down on the far right-hand side of the formation. He steps up and just overthrows him by about 4 yards.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
It certainly shows that it's a wide open affair here, though.
Boy, it sure is.
You never know.
But again, you go back to the fact that the Padres have run the ball very well tonight.
Yeah.
And seem to want to go to the air now. Again, looking to throw, in trouble, and a flag is down, and Nunn is down also. Nunn gets out to about
a holding
the 37. Area. It is in the holding area.
I wouldn't be surprised if they refuse this because it's going to be 3rd and 12. But they're walking backwards, but I don't know, 3rd and 12.
Well, they've got it at the 37-yard line, so it would actually
go back to the 27.
Yeah. It was declined because it's a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, and it's on their half of the field. So yeah. I think that's the right thing to do. You want the ball back.
Yeah, and they're explosive with their offense.
To give them extra plays, yeah.
We haven't seen Nunn run yet too much this half. He ran on the last play, but if he rolls out, that's when he's the most dangerous. We'll see if he rolls out on this play. He takes it himself up the middle, and he's got men
like
to
that?
He's got, yeah. And he's in trouble. He's close to the end zone. He drags him into the end zone. Touchdown, Serra Padres.
Well,
Leaky Nunn.
My partner, Paul Cunningham, obviously has a microphone in the huddle because he called that one. I mean, obvious passing situation. And both teams tonight in obvious pass situations have run, and you can see the middle of the field is wide open. And see right here, fake and pull it back in, and here we go.
Huge play for the Padres.
Kind of looks like he slows down about the 10, right about here. But
yeah, but he drags those two tacklers
took
with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Alex Sloan for the point after. Kick is up. The kick is a line drive. Good.
Boy.
And with 4:29 to go here in the third quarter, it is 35-23, Serra Padres. Sloan to kick it off. Going deep for the Lancers. Cyrus Habibi-Likio. And he is joined back there by Trayshawn Bishop.
Now we never know where the Serra kick is going to go.
Yeah,
so this
sometimes in the end zone, sometimes.
He's only going 4 yards this time, the kicker. So I don't know if that means anything. We will find out. Yes, he's pooching it.
Like almost an onside, like they wanted to try to get it back.
Catch it on the fly.
Nice job by the Lancers to come up with it. As
I actually
Thomas
saw
McDivitt.
one of those today, Paul, at the Westmont game. Independence pooched one to the sideline and hung it in the air, and the kid, number 23 for Independence, ran down and caught it on the fly.
Well,
yeah, you can't advance it.
Right, but sometimes, well, you know, sometimes your first wall there starts to back up to start blocking.
Right.
That's an effective play, and the Padres gave it a shot. It didn't work, but that was nothing wrong with trying that.
Yeah.
So the Lancers will set up shop at their own 44-yard line. Habibi-Likio is the tailback. They give to Likio, and Habibi-Likio gets out close to midfield. Second and 5 for St. Francis. Another look.
Another look here, just going right up the center. And Jordan Mercer should know that your big sister said to say hello. Little sideline here at the yard.
Kamali Akina brings him up. Cyrus Habibi-Likio is still the tailback, and they give to him again. He's got a hole. He tries to fight through a tackler, still fighting, still pushing Padres forward.
Looking for yards.
He is brought down at about the 42-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Lancers.
You see a good effort here. He shifted to the outside, and they stood him up, and he just kept on moving.
First down for the Lancers at the Padre 43-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Habibi-Likio still the tailback. Two receivers to the right for the Lancers. Keena fakes, looks to throw, in trouble. Now goes back up the middle, now tries to break free. Still fighting for yardage, and he is dropped for a loss. They'll mark it probably right around the 45-yard line. Actually, the 46.
Yep. He just couldn't find anybody. Tried to go left. They stayed at home on the outside there, Paul, is what did it. The outside men of Serra that time held their ground. Didn't let him go outside, and then the middle collapsed.
Brings up a second down and 13 for the Lancers. They trail by 12 with 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. Keena out of the shotgun. He's got trips to the left, a single receiver off to the right.
Here comes
Looks
the
for
reverse.
A reverse.
Nobody
and
stayed home.
Nobody there, and they've got some great yardage, and he may be able to go, break through, and Bishop is brought down.
2 injuries on the play. Here you see the end around, flanker coming around the far side, and the Serra Padres, there's nobody out there, green grass.
Yeah, Brandon Baines just made a nice move, got to the outside, and there's a Padre down. Looks like he has cramps, so there's a break in the action. 2:03 to go here in the third quarter, 35-23 St. Francis. Shot of the crowd. Brandon Monroe was the injured player for the Padres, suffering from cramps. Lancers will come straight out to the line of scrimmage. Aquina under center. It's a first down. He looks to throw, throws a drift pattern towards the end zone. It is caught by the Lancers out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Darius Thomas.
Great throw, good catch. It's right there for him. Right on his hands.
Wow.
Wow, his feet kicked the
the
pylon out. How does he get on the 2?
They put it at the 1. Well, they put it at the 1 now,
he moved
but
it
still.
Closer. But the pylon came out with his feet.
He did kick the pylon, yeah. If you kick the pylon, that should be in the end zone. That's.
Here we are again. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he hit the pylon.
He hit the pylon. The ball's in his right hand, which puts it on the goal line side.
That looks like it should have been a touchdown.
Well, it's called human error.
That's all right.
And that's okay.
We're all human. So it'll be a first and goal from the Lancers, for the Lancers at the 1-yard line. High formation again. Last time
what are the
they
odds
went
of 24
to Tau Somft. Yes,
Somft getting it.
They give to Somft. Somft dives over into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Lancers cut the lead to 6 points.
Hey, the rage cage woke up.
It's a 35-29 ball game now.
And we replay the dive. The big boy.
He just takes it right in there. So the extra point attempt will be done by Courtney Ogren. As the Lancers will go for 1. They trail by 6, so a 2-point conversion would do nothing for them at the moment. Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. And with 1:48 to go here in the third quarter, it is 35-30, Junipero Serra. And the band played on.
Well, to put it mildly, this has been a very interesting game to watch.
It certainly has.
I mean, you have two teams competing, at a really high level.
Giving
there's a lot of quickness out there.
I agree. I agree.
And yet the points, show up because of the athleticism.
Matt Keith with a high kick. This one might not make the end zone, and it doesn't. Taken at the 5 by the Padres. And nice job on coverage to catch him and bring him down at the 15. A nice tackle by the Lancers.
You know what I think of when that just happened? The kids on the kicking team for the Lancers are so excited because they finally get to do something. He usually puts it in the end zone, and so they have to sprint the length of the field, and
it's good to know they have good coverage.
Sure.
So it'll be first down for the Padres at their 16-yard line. Leaky Nunn from the shotgun. Lataimua on the run, tries to get to the outside, gets past a tackler, and has room to run. He runs out of bounds.
Boy.
And he gets out over the 35-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 38. He does.
He runs away from Likio here. Watch this. I mean, I thought Likio was going to take him down, right around the line of scrimmage. Or just past line, right here.
Yeah.
And just separated, and he did separate. He separated by a good 3 yards.
First and 10 from the 38. None from the shotgun again. Fakes it, takes it himself. Nunn goes up the middle, picks up some good positive yardage, gets out over the 40 to the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Okay, he's going to ride it down the belly and then pull it out. What he's looking at here up front, he's reading the block on number 19, and I couldn't see the other fellow for St. Francis, but that's his read. And if they don't go there, then he'll leave the ball in.
Snap to Nunn. Nunn gives to Latimua. Latimua cuts back against the grain, fights past two tacklers, breaks away from another one, a clip in the back, no flag. There comes the late flag as there was a clip on the play.
This is worth watching. There's a case. Okay. Take a look at this. This is just a great individual effort. There we go. I mean, he's been hit 3 times already.
There's
and stumbling. There's a stumble right there. Oh, and that's about 7 yards out of bounds.
Might be able to see the clip come up here as we saw it on the other replay. Maybe not here. There it is.
Right there.
It was right there.
Right at the 38-yard line.
It was a good call. It will still be a first down for the Padres, but it'll be backed up to the 44-yard line.
First down and 10 at the 44. Sarah's been relegated to the 44-yard line.
So first and 10 for the Padres. 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
It's Nunn, shotgun formation.
Not bad snap, Nunn in trouble. It's balls on the ground, but Nunn's able to go ahead and cover it up. And it'll push it back into Padre territory. Brings up a second down and about 16.
Well, the surprising thing to this problem they're having, I think I mentioned it earlier, but you're 3-3, so you're in your 7th game. You would think that the snap would be
unless
taken
maybe
care of by now, unless there's a different center.
Unless it's a different center. They're going to let the clock run out here, it appears, in the third quarter. And they will. And that will do it for the third quarter. We're headed to the fourth, 35-30, Serra Padres. There's that TV you've been talking about, Goose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a TV. I wonder if they'll forget it.
Yeah, maybe you could just take it home with you tonight if you get down there quick enough. So it is second down and 16 for the Padres, just inside their territory at midfield. Nunn has the snap. Looks downfield, whips it over the middle, has a man wide open, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Rory Uniacke.
Short-armed it a little bit. It just didn't get there. And you have to understand that the young man is, what? I should look over here, 5'7"? No, they list him at 5'8", but who believes coaches? But being one myself, I know what we used to do. But he was wide open, and it's just a shame. He just came up a little short. He'll make up with it with his legs.
Third and 16. Rolls to his right. In trouble. Brought down from behind. Lancers finally get to him in the backfield. That's been a thorn in their side all game, but this time they tackle him at the 45.
Yeah, I do believe. Good tackle here by I believe it was number 79 right here. 78. Dominic Chang stayed with that too. He came around from the far side, circled.
Cyrus Habibi Likio, deep for the Lancers. The kick is away. It's a pooch punt, and it goes out of bounds. Good field position for the Lancers as they'll get the ball at the 32-yard line. They kept the Lancers from returning it, but still gave them good field position. They'll set up first and 10. 11-10 to go here in the contest. Lancers trail by 5. Coach Greg Calcagno hoping his Lancers could come back.
That was one of the few plays that was stopped just normally. There was no bouncing off and all the rest of it.
Just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Habibi Likio again looks for a hole, finds a very small one, and picks up maybe 2 more yards. And they'll give him 3. We'll say 3rd and 4.
So far, the yards have gotten stingy on this drive.
Yes.
But it only takes 1.
Well, the offenses have been going up and down the field. They might be tired. Keenan in trouble, and down he goes for a loss on the play. It'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation.
Yep, just nobody open, and everything collapsed on him here. He pulled it back down, and
Quinn Murdy to punt it away. Francis. Those Halloween gremlins.
Yes.
We got our
back.
Monitor picture back now so we can see what's going on. Ooh, almost blocked. Great rush by the Padres.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the oohs and ahs were because of the almost blocked punt, which turned out to be a fantastic punt down to the 16-yard line. Well, now they're marking at the 17.
Wow.
I mean,
that was close.
It was close. I mean,
oof, unblocked. He came in unblocked.
And so that's a great kick, considering it was almost blocked. I mean,
that was great concentration on the part of the punter for the Lancers to go ahead and get that kick away. So the Padres will take over at their 17-yard line, 1st and 10, 8:57 to go in the ball game. They'll come out of the shotgun. Throws out into the flat, and the receiver makes the catch. It's Monroe, but gravity brings him down, and it'll bring up a 2nd down, pickup of about 5 at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, I saw, I can't really grasp his name, but I saw him, he was wide open. I thought someone get.
Yep, just like Paul said, just gravity.
That gravity's a tough tackler.
Yeah, really.
Rolls to his kick. Runs out of bounds. They will spot him out of bounds. It's going to be tough to see. That official is so far behind. It's going to be a guessing game, so he'll put it at the 20. When in doubt, find the biggest line on the field and put it there.
He rolls right here, and everybody's just kind of sliding. Nobody's advancing towards him. And he sees Bishop right in the middle of the field. There's 4 Lancers there. It shows pretty good acceleration for a big young man.
Motion by the fake to none, Lakamua.
Oh, good tackle there.
Latamua goes up the middle and picks up a couple.
Excellent tackle by number 54 of the Lancers there that time.
Give him 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. If the Padres can punch it in here, they could probably put this ball game away. Latamua still remains in the quarterback position. A bad snap. They wanted to get it to none. Now Latamua fighting for whatever he can get, and out of bounds he goes. There's a flag down. It might be on Latamua. It looked like he tried to punch the tackler, but we'll see what the call is all about.
Well, we've got 2 players down in the middle of the field. Here's that snap again. This snap is just really...
Watch Latamua kind of, well, maybe not. Looked like
he gave him a stiff arm. If there's somebody down in the middle of the field, I mean, he just collapsed there. It looks like cramps again. Thank God it's not an 80. Oh, no, maybe this is different than a cramp. They're looking in the knee region right now.
We'll hold it here while the officials discuss what the call is going to be, because the flag is down, and whichever way it goes, it's going to help the team.
I think you made a good point, because he definitely was still in bounds as the flag's flying through the
Let
air.
her look.
Watch.
It just looked like Lataimua maybe like hacked at the
with this
right
yeah,
there,
that kind
just
of a
sort
punch,
of
elbow.
punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because the contact was made on the sideline. It wasn't out of bounds.
So we'll see what they're talking about. Here comes the referee has pulled away. And that's what they're talking about. They are talking about an arm coming up, but we'll see what if they're going to personal foul against Serra. So it is against Lataimua for punching the tackler as he's trying to get him. So it'll be a tough penalty against the Padres. Man is still down for the Padres, so we will break away. 7:29 to go in the game, 35-30, St. Francis.
And here's the penalty finally.
Shot of the crowd, and they will mark off the penalty against the Padres.
15 yards.
Wow, it is 15 yards. Yeah, pushes it back to the 34-yard line.
I don't think he'll do that again.
No. Second and 24 for the Padres.
Which is worth one good play up the middle.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, they can get that back in a heartbeat, yes. Nunn fakes, now backs up, looks deep, throws deep down the right side. He has a man open, but throws it out of bounds, overthrows the receiver. Brings up a 3rd and 24. $7:21 to go in the game.
Yeah, too much arm.
Yeah.
He was open, though.
He was. The Lancer defender had fallen down.
Fell down, yeah.
Tight formation. Nunn again fakes towards the center of the line. This time throws the other way down the end. Has a man and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That would have been a heck of a catch if he could have come up with it.
That was terrific effort.
It was Lataimua.
Yep. I mean, it looks like it's going to be 3 to 5 yards too far, and this is just a good individual effort. Too many big bodies in front of us, but
Lataimua,
he went after it.
He laid out for it. I mean, he did everything he could to help his quarterback out, but it'll be a 4th down. See what the Padres do. It looks like they're going to go for it. They're at the 34-yard line, so if they don't get it.
That's surprising. I thought they might pooch it again.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Into the 10-yard line area.
Yeah, the Lancers could get a good.
Well, maybe he's going to from this formation.
He could quick kick it from here. Now he backs up as if he's going to punt it. And now they'll take a timeout.
Wow. That's a wasted timeout. Boy, you have a game this close.
Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't want to be using the timeout there.
You're right. A break in the action, 7:12 to go in the game, 35-30, Serra Padres. Shot at some of the crowd in the deepest recesses of the bleachers.
Off in a world of their own, which is great. I can relate to that because people know me. That's what I do when I'm watching somebody I know play.
So a 4th and 24 for the Serra Padres.
Now this will be interesting. They burned a timeout to do whatever this is going to be.
This is a big play. Lancers are playing pretty tight for a 3rd and 24. They might be trying to pull them off. Now they're looking for yet another call. Now he'll back up and pooch it. He's going to pooch it from this formation. He's way back, and he does. He pooches the punt and drops it at the 20. Now it takes a Padre roll, and it's going to work well. Go inside the 10, down to the 7.
I think we discussed that before the timeout. I don't think you need a timeout to do that. But,
yeah, I know.
You know, you have a game this close. Go back to the 2nd quarter when both teams had all of their timeouts.
Yeah.
And they loaned big for both teams because both teams came down and scored inside of that 2 minutes.
Well, and before that timeout, his quarterback, Nunn, was backing up to do that very thing.
Right.
And
if they would have just snapped it.
They could have just snapped it and done it right then. So
But again, they're young boys, and they haven't played that much, and so he wanted to make sure. So
6:59 to go in the game. The Lancers will bring it out in the shadow of their own goalposts at the 7-yard line. The give to Habibi Leakey.
Yeah.
He's got a hole. He tries
yeah.
to fight for yardage. He's pushed out of bounds. He's outside the 15, out to the 18, close to the 19-yard line.
Now
First
for the
down.
older set, you'll enjoy this run. It's a jitterbug. Pop, 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 pop. He's going to do it again right here. He did it twice.
Wow, he's got his steps down.
That's
Smooth.
a dance step for you younger folks in the audience.
An old dance. So 1st and 10 from their own 19. Habibi Leakey remains the tailback. The give to him. Fights through the middle of the line, gets out over the 20-yard line, but not much further than that.
I think he got about 2 or 3. I don't know how. There wasn't anything there. But he made something in here. Boy, he gets down low.
Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Lancers. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Lancers have 2 timeouts remaining. Looks throw downfield and a little bit of a push off, but no call there. They were both going for the ball. Pass was intended for Darius Thomas, but good defense.
Yeah, he just overthrows it here. It's as simple as that. This ball's in the air a long time, though. But you can see it's a good 5 to 8 yards.
Closer to the Padres getting it than the Lancers actually getting it.
Well, after that little bump, it actually gave the Padre a little bit of momentum.
Third down and 8. Keener from the shotgun. Looks to his right, in trouble, in big trouble, and down he goes. The blitz by the Padres works perfectly, and it drives Aquina back almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Just watch 24, folks. That's all you need to see here.
It was a jailbreak, and it'll bring up a punting situation for the Lancers. They'll have to punt it out of their own end zone.
That was an excellent defensive sequence.
Quinn Murdy to kick it away. Punt is a line drive that takes a high hop. It's going to be taken by the Padres. Picked up, trying to get to the outside. A little juke move by the Padres. A flag is down behind him as Rory Uniacke is brought down. They will spot it at around the 27-yard line. We'll see what the flag is all about. It would appear to be against the Padres. Better look.
Well, it sure happened late, whatever happened.
And behind the play, too.
I mean, who knows?
Have not seen a preliminary call yet.
Well, it's going against Serra. So it must be a block in the back, which is an easy way out. I just didn't see anything in the replay. It's thrown very late. I mean, just take a look at this. See, nothing's happening in here.
Well,
I see 6. Yeah, it could be. It just came so late. Maybe he couldn't get it out.
Well, in the official writing something down like that, I don't know if that means that he possibly ejected a player. Because he was writing something down and put it back in his pocket. And I saw Monroe. No, Monroe's on the field, so it wouldn't be anything like that. Okay. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Padres at their 43-yard line of the Lancers. So they've got good field position. 5:07 to go in the game. The Lancers need a turnover. High snap to give to Latemua. Latemua is going to get out to the down to the 40-yard line.
Well, we haven't seen a straight handoff like that in a while.
No, you're correct.
The Padres.
Pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The clock will continue to run. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game.
Looks like it's getting a little testy in the middle there.
Well, it's been a long game, and they've been beating up on each other all night. 65 points scored in this game. Padres are very patient now to let the clock continue to run. Coach is telling them when to go ahead and start his cadence. Now he tells him to start the cadence. Good coaching by Pat Walsh. And up the middle comes Nunn. Nunn tries to get to the outside. He's got a couple of men to beat. He dives for the end zone, and it is touchdown, Serra Padres.
Well, here's that step back play again, and just fake, pull it out, and off to the races.
I don't even want to guess as to how many yards Nunn has on the ground tonight.
I mean, yeah, the total yards for both teams. I mean, this is a track meet, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Nunn could have close to a couple of 100 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
By Alex Sloan. A break in the action, 4 minutes to go in the game, 42-30, Serra Padres. So the Lancers will need a minor miracle to come back in this one, and when two Catholic schools play each other, there's usually not too many miracles. God cannot favor one Catholic school over another.
Spoken like a true saint.
See, former Lancer, I can tell you that it just doesn't happen. Cyrus Habibi, Alikio, and Trayshawn Bishop are deep to receive for the Lancers. Pooch kick again.
The pooch is getting shorter. The pooch started at the 25. Yeah. We've had them at the 27, one at the 30, and now the 35.
Thomas McDivitt makes the catch, and they will spot it at the 36-yard line. The Lancers will take over. They're going to need a touchdown and recover an onside kick.
What's going to be fun is if they drop back in that kind of semi-victory formation on defense and leave that center open, and we see another run up the middle.
Yeah, they should play straight up on defense.
I think
no doubt
so,
about
too.
it.
Just because of the way things have been running, you know, the pass hasn't really hurt either team.
McKenna from the shotgun. Looks to his right, now looks up the middle and tries to take off. Nothing doing.
They ran a fly. They ran a fly on both sides with numbers 4 and 5.
Tried to open up that middle.
Open up that middle, and then see, he pump fakes it and then pulls it in.
One linebacker just hung around and kind of spied with him.
See, here it is again.
Looking again, throws over the middle, had him in, but unable to come up with it was Darius Thomas. And it'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down and 9. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Lancers break the huddle. Habibi Likio is in the backfield with Akina. And flags fly as the Lancers appear to have moved. They got a little concerned about a blitzing linebacker on the outside, and I caused them to move on offense, and it'll back them up 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 14.
Will still be 3rd down, though. 3rd and 14 as the call.
Well, the Padre fans are causing a minor San Ramon 3.4 tremor underneath us here. That's the noise you might hear, folks.
Keen over the middle, has his man, trying to cut back to the outside, and he's very close to the 1st down. Is Jordan Baines. They're going to stop the clock to spot the ball and see where it is. It looks like he's at around the 46.
It's pretty close.
Very close.
They gave it to him.
They did. 1st down for the Lancers. Nice job by St. Francis, but only 3:21 to go in the game. They've got 2 timeouts left. Akina has the ball, looks to his left, throws to his left, has his man completed to number 11. That's Garrett McCarthy, and McCarthy goes out of bounds to stop the clock. Once again, close to a 1st down, and it is.
And it is 1st down. I was about to ask and wonder if it was.
Yeah, I mean, McCarthy did get over the line.
Spot the ball at the 43-yard line of the Padres. Lancers break the huddle. Akina has it, has some time.
All kinds
Throws
of time.
over the middle again, caught, complete to Bennett Williams. Williams fights towards the sideline. He's not going to get there, but he's going to get down close to the 15-yard line. They'll briefly stop the clock to move the chains.
He has all kinds of time here.
Yes, he did. Straight arm by Bennett Williams, just couldn't get out of bounds. Lancers are ready to go. They whistle the ball in. They wind the clock. Akina has it. Looks downfield, throws towards the sideline, out of bounds. Is Darius Thomas, gets down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2. 2:53 to go in the game. And they'll need to get an onside kick.
So consistent in the fact that St. Francis will just ride this one all the way down the field, get it to goal line, and just have Soft dive his way over the defensive line, and that's something that he's pretty much earned the
formation.
Quite well.
Habibi Likio is the tailback. Likio has it, probes the line of scrimmage,
touchdown.
Finds the hole in for the touchdown. Come on for the extra point. Courtney Ogren on.
Well, it was an off-tackle play, and he ran it straight ahead and wasn't tackled, ran into the end zone. So,
and that's how you score.
And that's how you make another 6.
Snap, spot, kick is up. The kick is good. A break in the action, 2:49 to go. Padres have their hands to 50-yard line. The Lancers.
They're going to kick it in the end zone. Well, because that's what I would do. I'd make them go 80, and
they got a ton of low numbers out there on the field.
No, it sets up for them not to, but I just hate to give them the ball at the 40-yard line.
It's Courtney Ogren kicking off. It's not their normal kicker.
Right.
Ooh, it's close. The Padres come down with it. Boy, they showed some good poise waiting for that ball.
They get it at the 50. One 1st down, chews up a minute. They can.
I probably would have gone for the onside too.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those plays.
With only
however it works.
Yeah.
With only 2 timeouts, you're probably right. But the way these teams are, it seems like whenever the ball's in the middle of the field, it's going.
That's true.
It's going down.
So 1st and 10 for the Padres at their 50-yard line. They
and
come
here's
out
their
their
spread
standard
formation, which I think means we're going to run up the middle.
Well, I would hope so. Leaky none with the ball because you don't want to stop it with an incomplete pass. They give, and it is Lataimua, and Lataimua picks up maybe the official indicates a timeout called by the Padres, but I'm sure it was by St. Francis, and it was. He just got discombobulated and now turns back around, and now the scoreboard will change the timeout. And it is a timeout taken by the Lancers. A break in the action, 2:43 to go in the game. 2nd down and 8. The Padres come straight out to the football.
Same formation.
Lancers have 1 timeout remaining. None. Gives to Latai Mua. Latai Mua gets inside the 45 down to about the 42-yard line.
I think their problem is their snaps have been good lately.
That's helping them. Pickup of about 5.
And here comes Ivers on an end run down from the end zone.
So it'll be a 3rd down, taking their last timeout.
And we're back.
3rd down and 2. If the Padres get a timeout, or get a 1st down here, they can pretty effectively just run out the clock.
And my counterpart, Paul, is not shocked that they're in the same exact formation again. And they might just, what was I saying about the snap? And now
an the middle.
Incomplete pass, the clock, everything into the Lancers' favor.
Wow. It'll bring up a 4th and 2.
And here's the snap affecting what happens here. Instead of low, it's high. It's over his head. Whoops. There it goes, over the head. And see, the disaster here is the incomplete pass, ladies and gentlemen, because that only took 6 seconds off the clock.
If this play is called against St. Francis and Sarah moved.
And now you're talking about 4th down.
And there was a flag on the play for an illegal man downfield. The Lancers are considering, I'm sure will possibly decline it here. Illegal man, and they do decline to bring up the 4th down, 4th and 2. 2:32 to go in the ball game. And the Padres might as well, they're going to go for it. I don't blame them. The Lancers do not have any timeouts.
They're going to try and draw them offside.
No, I'm sure they may.
They're not going to snap it. They're not going to snap. Oh, they did snap it.
They give to Latai Mua. Latai Mua is stopped. And it's Lancer football at the 45-yard line. They're going to challenge the Lancers. They're going to have to play defense and challenge the Lancers and let her look.
Well, I have nothing to say on this one.
I know. I hear what you're saying. They could have punched. They could have punted it down the field.
Not only, they have 2:28. They're on the 50-yard line. Even a pooch kick there puts them down at the 20 or 15. But,
they gambled, they're rolling the dice. The
Lancers, works, then you're looking like a genius.
I think they're depending a lot on the fact that the Lancers don't have any timeouts. 2:28, 1st down at the 45. The Padres crowd comes to life, and now they'll blow the call dead.
If we had a statistician up here, we'd probably find out
there's 12 men on the field for the Padres.
We'd find out that there's been probably at least 10 plays tonight over 35 yards.
And it's a penalty against the Padres for the 12 men on the field. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Lancers at the 50-yard line.
And there's that 1st and 5 again. Which,
you love having that.
Oh, absolutely.
Keena has time. Pump fakes. Now he's in trouble. Now he's still got time. Throws, finds a man out in the flat. Puts a move on, and out of bounds he goes. And that will stop the clock. He picked up about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, he just stands back behind his protection, waiting for somebody to get open. He pump fake. Nobody's open. Very good coverage, by the way. And then the old safety valve out there in the flat. Picks up 4 yards. And got out of bounds.
And he got out of bounds, stopped the clock, 2:18 to go.
And there's that 1st and 5 again, which becomes a 2nd and 1 instead of 2nd and 6.
Padres play a little lax, but not too bad. They're certainly not in a prevent. Keena again
Well,
has
there's
time.
13 over the middle.
Keena gets to the outside. He looks to run. He'll get out of bounds, but he does not have the first down. In fact, might have lost. No, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I think he got the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a half a yard, but got out of bounds, which was the main thing. Good play by the young man. Smart play.
So third down, 2:10 to go. Keena over the middle, it's complete. Caught by Jordan Baines, and man, he was pummeled as soon as he caught it, but was able to hang on to it. A first down for the Lancers. They'll move the chains. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. 2:05 to go in the game. Akina from the shotgun. They blow the ball in. Akina's ready. So are the Lancers. He looks left. He throws left towards the sideline, but his receiver fell down. Bennett Williams slipped on his cut.
Well, now we know the clock's working because at least it went below 2 minutes finally. It seems like we've been in the 2-minute zone for the last hour.
A minute 59 to go on this marathon game. We've been playing for well over 3 hours.
Yeah, I may get home by 1 a.m. tomorrow.
Keena from the shotgun again. 2nd and 10.
And there's the draw play.
To Likio.
There's the old draw play. The
has
old,
room. Oh, goes
there's
up
the old
in the
middle
air
of the
and
field
is brought
draw.
down, but
Great
Cyrus
call.
Habibi Likio gets down inside.
That was just a terrific call, ladies and gentlemen. He was set up for the draw right here, and middle is wide open again. Picks up about 18 yards. Clock is stopped for some reason.
Yeah, had to move the chain inside the 25. It's first down. Keena looks left, throws over the middle. Has his man, Bennett Williams. He spikes inside the 2 to the 1. They're pushing and pushing. No whistle. They push forward. No, they wave it at the 1, the 2-yard line. Oh, my.
Paul, I think this is an advantage to the Lancers. If he goes in the end zone, then you give too much time for Serra. I think he's better off not getting in the end zone here.
Oh, you're right. They can run the clock.
You see, they're sitting with a first down now in 1:38.
And
1 yard.
And a timeout is taken.
And they force Serra to take a timeout. See, so I do. Obviously you want to score. You're trying to always score. But I think I think when Greg looks back on this, he's going to be quite happy that the young man did not get into the end zone.
I think you're right. So we would like to once again remind you and absolutely thank TVU for providing live coverage capabilities for this telecast tonight. We would also like to thank the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support over the years of high school sports coverage. We'll take a look at this play again.
Oh, yeah, it's just great effort here. I mean, you know, everything about it. You'll see where he catches the ball. Catches the ball at the 11. Now he's wrapped up at the 3. Now the 2, now the 2, now the 1.
That was surprising he didn't whistle.
There should be a whistle
yeah.
because the rules clearly state that once forward progress is stopped, the play is over. But
so there is 1:38 to go in the game. Another angle on that last play.
Yeah, see, here's from behind. And I mean, there's a good 5 yards of push there.
The Lancers come to the line of scrimmage. The official now blows it into play. Akina under center. Habibi Likio is the tip, and they go to the fullback and right into the
Serra
end zone.
let him in.
Let him, that's right.
Exactly.
They let him go for 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, 2-point lead doesn't do you anything.
Right.
Lining up, getting ready for the 2-point conversion.
Motion. Keena's going to roll to the right, in trouble, and he can't get rid of it, and down he goes, and Akina got hit hard, and once again, that was your player of the game early on. He hurt his arm on that one, too.
So with 1:36 and one timeout, and you take it from there, Paul.
Keena comes off, right arm hanging. And now we've got a break in the action. 1:35 to go in the game. 43-42 St. Francis. 50 seconds to go in the game. Nunn looks downfield. Time, throws deep down the middle of the
Nobody
field
there.
and incomplete. Overthrows his intended receiver.
Okay.
Bennett Williams was close, but to the Lancers.
He's just going, throws everybody, including the defense.
Does stop the clock, though. So
Well, we'll cover it. We got him.
42-yard line, 1st and 10. Nunn throws towards the sideline, incomplete. 3rd and 10, 36 seconds to go in the ball game. Lancers trying to have a big defensive stand here. They've got to keep the Padres out of field goal range.
Yeah, I know. I see what they're doing, trying to throw the side. He doesn't want to use a timeout.
Wants to
because
save it
he
for
saved that for the field goal.
Field goal, yeah. 3rd down
Oh,
and
there's
10,
holding.
in trouble. Here he comes, and he's tackled from behind. It'll bring up
Now
a
they
4th
need the
down.
timeout. Now they better take the
And
timeout.
now they do. He is tackled. The Padres take their last time out at the 44-yard line. It'll be a 4th down and 8 from the 44-yard line. A break in the action. 28 seconds to go in the game. 43-42 St. Francis. Some of the kids down there on the turf watching this exciting ball game. The Padres are at the line of scrimmage. The Lancers join them as they break their huddle, a 4th and 8. And obviously, this is the play of the game. A last gasp for the Padres. Nunn takes the low snap. Has time, looks to run. He's brought down from behind. And that'll do it. The Lancers will come away with a victory as it's a turnover on downs. And St. Francis.
Well, he's back to pass, and you'll see it. It just, everything runs out. He starts to move up. Everything collapses, and he gets pulled down from behind. And unceremonious way to finish the game. But a terrific play by, I believe it was number 19, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, great push on the rush to go ahead and get in there. That would be Thomas McDevitt to get in there.
He stayed with it and fought off the blocker.
And the Lancers will go into their victory formation and just take a knee as the Padres cannot stop the clock, and the Padres sideline is in shock. Players are crouching down, they're on knees, they're huddling together, they cannot believe. And it comes back to, what should they have kicked that punt rather than going for it on 4th down? A knee is taken.
And
by
that's the
Akina.
ball game. The clock is running.
And the clock is running, and that will do
the
it.
The Lancers will remain at 1 loss, and the Padres will go to 2 and 4.
Brother Fisher Field at Ron Calcagno Stadium. The Lancers come away with a last-second victory, 43-42. A huge win for the Lancers, and one that they desperately needed to stay in the race for the title of the WCAL. We would like to thank our producer-director, Bobby Chastain, the remaining camera people, and we're losing our power here to our screen. Anyway, for my friend, retired coach Jerry Goose Goslin, and for my mom, I'm Paul Cunningham. We'll see you next time.